is Jack Marshall. He has 23 points at the moment. If he gets top 4, he should be in a reserve place. Now, if he's in a reserve place, he'll probably get, let's say, it's a fair chance he might get into the semi. If not, don't forget, if you are a reserve, if you turn up at the semi-finals, you do go into the consolation semi. So, all swings and roundabouts as it is at this precise moment in time. Right, so I'll have a quick breather with a break, and then we'll be back, hopefully, with a result.
So what happens when a big accident occurs?
All right, we have the cutting team kit up, please. Cutting team the kit up. Get the car stabilised.
Stoxradio had unrivaled access to a training day for marshals.
Red flag, red flag, red flag, red, red, red.
From safe extraction to firefighting, we went behind the scenes with Team Autospeed. Stoxradio, behind the scenes, living safety head on, available to download now at Spreaker.com/Stoxradio.
Life's good. Share the Stox love on Twitter at Stoxradio or Facebook.com/Stoxradio. Maybe you too could get some sweet Stox loving.
So there we are. Still no word from Skegness. We're still waiting to hear from them. Once we do have something, we'll let you know. 28 minutes left on this show. We are going for a full 3 hours. Hopefully we'll get that result in before then. I'm hoping that, because at the moment it is a case we're running very close to the 3-hour limit that we have.
Right then, the green flag in the air, again we're racing.
In the meantime, though, let's have a look at something that you might well have heard it on one of the previous shows. I don't know whether you have or not, but certainly what happened in the recent times is that Stock Cars returned to the wonderful town of Newton Abbot, and I spoke to the man behind the plan, the man we all know as Mr. Brown, and obviously Paul Brown from 4FS Marketing. And, of course, from Skegness Stadium, he's the race manager. Oh, it looks like we may have some news. We'll just check and see if there is a case. No, it's someone else liking the thing. So that's what I'm saying. At the moment, we are on tenterhooks. Every Facebook notification, every tweet, everything like that. I'm hoping that is the result. I haven't got a text yet where the result is coming in. But once we get that, we'll be doing that. Like I say, the man behind the motorsport show at the NEC took his Orange Roadshow to Newton Abbot as Stock Cars took part in the Southwest Autosport Motor Show at Newton Abbot Racecourse. And I spoke to Paul Brown, yes, the Paul Brown, immediately before that.
So we're here at the Newton Abbot Racecourse, and some Stock Cars here for the first time in 21 years. Stock Car has been here at Newton Abbot, and it's part of the brainchild of, obviously, the marketing Svengali of Brisker Formula 2, that is, and the ORCI, that's Paul Brown. Paul, tell us why they're here.
It came about, I spotted it mid-January, and asked Autospeed if they wanted to, I would go and see if we could come here again, and it did. We've come here, we've got 12 cars on display, but not close to the track. Unfortunately, there's not a place where we could put on some action. Maybe next year. It's been a good day. A lot of people saying, the old line we used to go many years ago. I've got lots of memories of this place. I wasn't here a lot, but it was always good racing.
Well, like I say, it's 21 years ago. It was Bonfire Night, 1994. That there's some fireworks on the track and off the track, as I seem to remember, with the Fowls and the Bowdens, if you're of the F2 parlance. But it's good to see that so many people still regard this track with fond memories. What memories do you have? Obviously, as a visiting Scot back in the day, you must have had a few run-ins.
My first visit here was F2 World Final for Jimmy Wallace's second victory, which was probably more of a surprise in his first victory. I don't think he'd raced Newton Abbot before. We hadn't seen Taunton before when he came here. Second world final for a Scotsman. What was that, 89?
89, yeah.
Well, my memory's not that bad then. Good race as well. It was the controversial one where it went red and Alistair King actually changed cars between one start and the restart, which is not possible now due to the rules. Went and changed cars. I can't remember, was he almost over the pit gate on his first go? Was that the second go?
I think that might have been the second go. No, it was Jamie Baggett who ended up in the crowd, wasn't it?
Yep, my memory's not that good. You're probably more of an anorak than me, so to speak, with those facts. The last time, and I had to double check, last time I was here was 93 August bank holiday, where I'd done Bristol the day before, Taunton in the day, and then came here on the Monday evening before heading back north. And it's a shame it's gone. It was a great holiday destination as well for the midweek events here. You say it is 21 years since we were last year. We've got mini stocks on display, and these kids that race minis have never even heard of this place.
Well, exactly. I mean, I was just talking to Hannah Eastman, and she said, "Oh, have you had a look at the track?" And she said, "Is there a track here?"
There is. If you look closer, it's probably closer on Google Earth. I took the opportunity when I was here earlier Friday, just to nip my van across, just for a quick picture of where the track used to be. And if you stand there and look, you can still see the outline of the track, and no doubt I've had many people say Chalky White, Bill Batten and Mike Jameson over the last...
Well, I don't know what's happened there, but we seem to have lost that clip, but never mind. He was talking about Chalky White and God knows what. Anyway, it was coming to the end of that one anyway, so I don't want to put Paul Brown in his prime, but there we go. Basically, it was just saying, how many people there was there. Next person I spoke to was a man who's, basically the Banger booking manager is his official title for Auto Speed. It's Mike Quarterly, and he was there with a couple of bangers, and I spoke to him also at Newton Abbot.
Okay, we're here at, the track that Autospeed used to promote, and from Autospeed is Mike Quarterly. Mike, it's funny being here at Newton Abbot, isn't it?
It's been a long time. It's a shame we can't get it back again.
We're looking at it now, 21 years since the last meeting. Bonfire Night 1994. A meeting forever entrenched in my memory, because, like I say, because it finished one season and didn't come back the next, a lot of fans felt that there was no closure.
Definitely, and even people today come up and remember stock car racing at Auto Speed at Newton Abbot and nowhere else.
Yeah, we've got a big thing here for Smith Up Stadium, and how many people have asked you where that is?
Every single person who's come up. Everybody remembers stock car racing at Newton Abbot and didn't know it existed at Smith Up. Half an hour up the road.
Yeah, and this is the track that was obviously now, based on 21 years ago, Smith Up was not the track that it was now today, but obviously now we've got this wonderful stadium up at Taunton, but we had this wonderful stadium down here at Newton Abbot, and a lot of memories, a lot of Wednesday night meetings. Yeah,
Wednesday nights were stock car racing. That's the end of it, Wednesday nights. Now we don't do anything.
It's a shame, really, isn't it? But it's all very nice to have this nostalgia here, and a lot of people here are thinking about what happened back in the day with the stock car and with things. Why do you think that people have still got that misty-eyed nostalgia about stock car here at Newton Abbot?
I think it's where it all began, really, particularly in the southwest. Bill Batten's obviously local to the track, amongst other drivers, and it's just a different generation then. People now have so much opportunity to go elsewhere and do different recreation things, but stock car racing was it back, until the late 90s.
Now we're looking at this multi-million-pound industry such as horse racing. It was just a shame that there was no room at the inn for stock car.
No, they said the horse racing created more money than stock cars, but I don't think that would be the case these days. There's still a huge fan base for stock car racing.
Indeed, Mike Quarterly there taking us about stock car and a sport night. We also have now. Do we have a result? This is the thing. We have a final result. We're getting all excited, aren't we, ladies and gents? Yes, so semi-final 1 and semi-final 2. We'll have an idea what the grid will be in a moment. Once my computer, and we do have a result coming in. So let's press this button in a moment. just clarifying it is. I'm just waiting for my page to refresh itself, and as it's running, obviously the broadcast software off the same page, it does have the same kind of slowed down. We do have a final, and it is a surprise winner and a return to red. Hang on, I'll just press the button. So yes, we have a final winner. The winner. It's all very X Factor, this, isn't it? The winner of the final at Skegness tonight, 618, Ben Lockwood takes the win from 560. That is Luke Wrench. 647, Chris Burgoyne in third. George McMillan takes fourth. So I'm just writing these down, and then I'll whack them into the supercomputer, and then hopefully at that point in time we might have an idea of who's done what and which semi-finals are coming up. So what we're doing now is George has beaten his score, so he will go up a little bit more. Kelvin Wally was in 5th place. He gets 12 points for that. Dave Polly, he gets, what was that? It's 10 points for 6th. And this is a crucial one, this one, as Paul Broach has probably snuck himself into the grid. He's now gets himself onto the grid with that one. He gets 8 points. Jack Cave has 6 points for finishing in 8th. Steve Green Jr. so it was 9th, and Billy Webster was 10th. Right, I'm going to put these into the supercomputer. Whilst you're doing that, we're going to have a chat to Shane Hector, who also was at Newton Abbott with his car. I'll speak to him and then hopefully in a minute we'll have the supercomputer all fired up, ready to go. He says pressing the button and it's not working. Wonderful stuff. Aha, that's why he's gone onto the other channel. There we go.
Right, I'm here with a driver who's got his car here on display, which is Shane Hector. Shane, why is your car here, firstly? And secondly, can you tell me a bit about your memories in Newton Abbott?
Well, I got asked to bring my car down to the show by Mike Courtley from Autospeed. And as I thought my car was worth showing, I thought, yeah, why not? I'll take it down. Never had a car on show before. Brand new total car this year. TLF race chassis, Evolution 8 race engines, and sales done by Andy Cooper. Yeah, it was nice to get asked and nice to think, yeah, I'll take it down and put it on show.
Because you've had quite a good start to the season, haven't you, with this new one? You had a win straight out of the box, and you've been getting us some places.
Yeah, it's gone well from the start. It's always nice to win straight out of the box, I suppose, for any sort of like driver or formula. The car was going well on that day. Yeah, and I've had a couple of good places since. There's still a few little tweaks to do to the car, obviously being a brand new chassis. Still learning it a bit. Totally different than the Randall. Obviously now all inboard suspension and everything on this one, whereas the Randall was all outboard. You know, it's just a different kettle of fish on car, really. In my terms, a lot more to learn, to set up, to get what you want out of it. I think the Randall was a lot easier to look at, the tweak, to think, oh, it's not going round here right, or not doing this right. I sort of learnt a little bit more about that one, but at the moment this one's still new. So yeah, it's a learning process.
As a race fan and things like that, what memories did you have of Newton Abbott?
Well, I wasn't privileged enough to race at Newton Abbott. I was privileged enough to come down and watch a few races down here. At the time, I come down with a well-known driver at the time, Alan Manning. Used to come down on his coach. A few of us used to come down with him, support him. Yeah, so, you know, unfortunately, I never got to race here. Apparently, it was a really good track to race at. I do remember coming down one night when they had the figure of 8, I believe. Memories of race, or coming down here watching the racing.
I decided you used to hide to get in.
Well, yeah, sort of. He had a little trap door on his bus. Probably won't matter to mention it now, but he had a little trap door on his bus, and a few of us used to jump down in the little pit in the bus and hide to get in. Yeah. So, but at the time, none of us had no money, so it was what you had to do to get in if you wanted to go racing.
I said Trevor Evan will let you off since he's passed away about. So yes, we're here at the Southwest Autosport Show. And so the little things here, do you think it should be more of this?
Yeah, definitely. If you want to promote the sport, you know, there's there's everyone for stuff and everyone for against it, or, you know, some people don't like it, period. You know, as a youngster growing up, I used to race my cars around the streets and stuff like that, and I often got told by local people or